Walang inatupag kundi mag-cellphone. Ang kati-kati, inaaraw parang higad. Sounds familiar ba? Pero alam nyo ba na pwedeng maging manifestation na yan ng addiction? Kaya naman, nagtanong tayo sa mga bakasyonista sa Boracay kung anong masasabi nila rito. Tatanong-tanong tayo ngayon. Tirik na tirik ang araw. Naka-t-shirt ako. Ano ang first thing that comes to mind when I say the word addiction?
Drugs.
Mga drugs?
Yes. Mga alcohol, cigarette. Drugs din po.
Why do you think people fall into addiction?
Siguro sa stress na dinadala nila in life. Like yung too much pressure, and sometimes things like this gives them pleasure. Parang it gives them
An escape?
Yes. Nakaka-relieve sa feeling.
Ay, mukhang may
dito.
interview tayo dito. Ito. Pwede ba naman? Play din. So what's the first thing that comes into your mind pagka sinasabi yung word na addiction?
Social media addiction yung pinaka-uso ngayon, especially sa mga bata, sa mga kids. Sa init ng panahon, stay lang sila sa loob ng bahay at wala silang magawa. So, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube lang yung napapanood nila. Hawak-hawak lang yung cellphone all days.
Maraming mga teenager ang naloloko sa mga social media, Facebook.
Mostly gaming.
Yung talagang ilang oras na nakababad na
Yes,
doon.
5 hours, 8 hours, minsan 24 hours.
May ganun.
Yes. Totally grouping.
Hindi naman masama na nagko-communicate ka through your cellphone, pero paano natin masasabi na sobra na siya?
Siguro pag ang family hindi na siya nag-uusap talaga, hindi na nagpapansinan through cellphone na lang.
Pagka nakaka-apekto na sa buhay, sa takbo ng buhay nila. Sex addiction and social media addiction, what kind of advice would you be able to give somebody like that?
With social media.
Mas tahimik talaga ang buhay na walang social media.
So, I will suggest him or her na lumapit sa isang group na maka-help sa kanya or mag-seek ng professional advice like sa mga psychiatrists. So,
More on kasi sa ating culture, stigma yung maglapit sa mga people who know how to treat those kinds of illnesses or problems. Nothing's wrong with seeking help.
Why do you feel that people fall into addiction?
People before are really addicted to social media, but then nadoble lang siya nung pandemic since we cannot go out and the only source that we can have is social media to cover up your anxiety, what's happening in the world.
According to Medical News Today, addiction is an inability to stop using a substance or engaging in a behavior even though it is causing psychological and physical harm. In the Philippines, we usually associate it with substance abuse. But did you know that addiction also involves an inability to stop doing certain activities such as gambling, eating, or even working? Many of us have pastime activities to brush away stress or unwind, but some of us tend to overdo it and uncontrollably do it to the extent of harming ourselves and others.
Dr. Charlene, sa paanong paraan nakakaapekto ang social media at sex addiction sa isang buhay ng tao?
Just to discuss addiction muna in a more wider perspective, no? Addiction refers to any behavior. Pwede itong most commonly yung use of drugs, alcohol, pero nandyan na rin yung nababanggit na gaming, gambling, and also yung sex addiction. And this behavior, initially nagdudulot siya ng temporary happiness, satisfaction, and relief. But it becomes a disorder kapag yung behavior ay nagiging mas madalas at pag tumatagal na yung duration ng behavior na yon. When there is already failure to control, no, yung wala ng boundaries. When there is already mga negative and harmful consequences, we have to consider if affected na yung kanyang other functioning, no, like sa work, pati yung mga relationships, pinag-aawayan na ba nila itong behavior na to, at kung napapabayaan na ba nila yung sarili nila or kalusugan, self-care. First, let's discuss about social media. At present, hindi pa siya talaga recognized as a clinical disorder, although there are a lot of professionals and researchers na sumasang-ayon na ang social media ay maaaring maging addictive, no, sa ibang tao. And the most common manifestations are kapag naglalaan ka ng sobrang oras sa social media, pag inaabot ka ng ilang hours in a day, when you lessen the time that you allot with other activities, hobbies, and even socializing, na dati yun ang pinagtutuunan mo ng oras, you become irritable, no, pag hindi mo na-access yung social media, yung nabanggit mo nga parang kating-kate na kunin yung cellphone or yung laptop or yung iPad, no. According to to the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology, it is recommended na ang use ng social media in a day is only 30 minutes. No, for better physical, yes, for better physical and mental health. So, ang hirap niyang sundin, no, but with proper discipline, kaya naman siya. Another is digital detox, 'di ba? Minsan ginagawa natin 'yan, no, at least once per week, no, where you stay off social media kahit man lang 12 hours, no, malaking bagay yon. It will also be helpful if we turn off yung mga notifications natin on our devices. We could also turn off our phone, no, when we eat meals with our loved ones, and at least an hour before we go to bed, no, para wala nang any distraction. So, you have to be mindful and you have to be self-aware. Kailan ba siya nagiging sobra na? When is it already affecting your health, not only your physical, but your mental health? Is knowing your boundaries. Iba naman yung sa sex addiction. The most common clinical features of sexual addiction is once it already becomes the central focus or priority, yun na yung tipong nane-neglect mo na yung mga health and personal care mo, pati yung mga interest mo, hindi mo na siya nagagawa, even your activities and even your responsibilities. When there's already out of control, no, nung sexual behavior na yon, like compulsive na masturbation, when you indulge in pornography, having multiple affairs, no, and also engaging in dangerous na mga sexual practices. Also, when there's already unsuccessful efforts, could significantly reduce yung repetitive na sexual behavior na yon. When despite yung mga adverse consequences, like for example, yung marital conflict, when there is already financial or legal consequences, when there's already loss of career opportunities, no, and negative impact on your health, but you still continue to engage in such behavior. Ang recommendation naman sa sex addiction is, since we know that we belong to a conservative society, no, and merong social stigma attached to sexual addiction and even addiction, no, in general. Kaya maraming individuals with this disorder who are reluctant to admit na meron ba talaga akong problema? Is there really a need for me to seek professional help? We know that sex addiction can be treated, no? And it's really up to that individual. Kung nandun yung willingness niya, kung nandun yung insight niya to accept professional help. If you are concerned about your relationship with sex, no, or your health and well-being, possibly a loved one or somebody close to you presenting with these symptoms, please seek professional help.
Dr. Charlene, since you mentioned that there is a stigma, huge stigma, especially when it comes to sex addiction, and siguro sa social media addiction, I would say, hindi siguro stigma, but more of in denial. Kasi ang excuse ay hindi, nag-aaral, anong gagawin ko? Nag-aaral ako dito, nag-research ako dito yung school ko, or dito ko nagko-connect for my work, or yung mga content creators, kahit na sabihin natin hindi sila adult content creators, parang everybody is kind of an influencer nowadays. So the excuse na, hindi kasi work naman to ganyan. Is there a way for a person to get better or practice healthier habits on their own without seeking professional help?
No, it's a case-to-case basis. No, dalawa lang yan. It's either the person himself or herself recognizes that there is already problem and there is acceptance, kaya magsisik ng professional help. But most of the time, what happens is there is denial or there is a possibility that the people around that individual ang nakakapansin na bakit mababa na yung performance sa work, but hindi natutulog. And then from there, makikita, kasi ito pala yung ginagawa, no?
Whatever kind of addiction, what's the best way to approach it without making the person feel na pinagtutulungan siya or kinukuyog siya?
Probably the best approach would be showing your empathy, no? It's more of telling that person na you're here to help. Kasi ang nagiging challenge, pag pinilit natin ng isang individual at hindi naman niya accepted na may problem, mapipilitan lang siya na mag-seek ng professional help, but there is no assurance na itutuloy niya yung treatment. So the best approach there is to tell them that you care. Ano bang problem? Showing that you care and showing empathy, I think mas magiging appreciative yung individual, lalo na kung nasa state of crisis siya or very problematic situation.
In creating a safer society for all, we need to be mindful of what we do and primarily look at our well-being as a whole. I hope those who fall into the traps of addiction can still recover and more people are willing to seek help and extend help. Para sa ating season ender, eto, we will intervene for the perceived generational war. Kaya Gen Z, Millennial, Gen X o Boomer, let there be peace in our last episode. This has been Pia Wurtzbach at nagsasabing holding space will always be here for you no matter what you do, no matter who you are. Please watch out for our fun and happy season ender episode.